I joined Veterans for Peace as an associate member because I figured to myself that the time for solitary adventurist organizing was over. The time for being on your own and shooting your mouth off without unifying with some other people was over, at least for me. Things had gotten that serious. And besides, I found that the group actually accepted people who did not have a military background. And I thought to myself, war warps everybody, whether you're in that uniform or not. By the time I got out of high school, I had four dead friends by the time I graduated. Okay, I graduated in 1967. Things were heating up pretty radically, and that was California. Okay, my class gift to the school, like graduating classes often give a gift. Maybe it'll be a portrait of Joe, for instance, might be the gift that the class would give, you know. Or, you know, a drinking fountain or something. My class gave a tombstone. Now, I tell this story to people sometimes and they laugh. Sometimes people laugh, sometimes nervously, sometimes they think it's a joke. It's not a joke, and it wasn't meant to be humorous. There were names on that tombstone when it was put in the ground. There were 5 of them. Okay? And they were for kids from the school who had been killed in Vietnam. Most of them didn't graduate. They dropped out early and went off. Most of them, of course, were Hispanic. Very much like now, right? Same sort of thing, right? So, I'm going to sing this song. Let's see. Play it by ear. This song is about one of the names on that tombstone. His name is Bobby Cortez. If you go to the wall in Washington, D.C., you will find a, what name do they have him on there? I think Richard Cortez. Like his middle name was Robert or something like that. He was Bobby to me. He was Bobby when he was in school. And he was my best friend when I was in grade school. And then I didn't see him for a couple of years because my family moved. And when I saw him again, America had done its thing. And Bobby had changed. So, this is my civilian story. Bobby Cortez was a friend of mine back in the days of old. In the California Valley haze when we were 10 years old. Freely tied together in the way of all best friends. Little knowing where we were going or how it would end. Bobby never had a vicious thought within his heart and mind, but the pathways laid for him to follow were different from mine. For him it was the migrant orchards or the hoodlum's hard design. Society's brutality would quickly make up his mind. All inside of 2 short years the damage was done, and I could hardly recognize him for what he had become. The violence of the silence that held him in his place had made him mean, with eyes of fierce defiance in his face. And all his friends were numbered now among the dangerous ones, with razor blades and links of chain and zip guns. Urban jungle escapades set fire to the fuel. So when he was 16 years old, he dropped out of school. Misfitted for the outside world, at every turn gone wrong. He joined up in the army and they sent him off to Vietnam. Cannon fodder soldier, to the slaughter he was led, and in some frightened foreign jungle caught a bullet in his head. in school we heard the news, and like a dream it came and passed. His name was added to a tombstone. There was a gift from the graduating class, given to all of those of us who had fallen to the war. And Bobby Cortez, well, his name was number 4. How many souls are molded by a devious device to be cast aside beside the bloody road to paradise, to fill the courts and jails until their numbers overflow? They may be among your finest friends if you could only